Now listen, if you grew up without a phone, like any other normal child, then Nintendo was most likely your best friend. So, if you never had a Nintendo device or system growing up, then I would like to just take a moment to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry you never cried over the fact that your friend killed you 3 times in Smash Bros. Using the same move. I'm sorry you never experienced the joy of finally beating Bowser after hours and hours of hard work. I'm sorry you never experienced sadness, happiness, and love. So, in other words, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that your childhood sucked. Chill. It's not my fault that your childhood sucked. So now that you know my stance on owning something Nintendo, I would like to tell you a story about the first time I ever stole a Nintendo 3DS, and then swiftly getting my ass beat. Let's get into it. Now the kid whose DS I snatched... Now the kid whose DS I snatched was a kid named Corey. Now Corey, he had to be one of the most annoying children on the planet. Like, I was annoying as a kid, of course, but he took it to brand new levels. Like, I remember this one time, right? I was just minding my business, and I just bought a package of fruit snacks. And as soon as I opened them, he strolls up behind me and just slaps them out of my hand. Before I could even eat them. Like, he slapped them out of my hand as soon as I opened them. So all of them were on the floor. Like, what was I supposed to do? Eat them all off the floor? I'm sorry. But do you want to know something about Corey? Huh? Well, Corey was the only person in the entire camp with a Nintendo 3DS. That's right, this little turd had a 3DS and I didn't. And what made it even worse was Corey would always come to camp with his 3DS and just rub it in. And although I really wanted a new 3DS, I just wasn't persistent enough with asking my mom. Like, for parents, well, black parents, you gotta persistently ask them for something just to get them to think about getting it for you. Like, do you guys remember that episode of Everybody Hates Chris, when all Chris wanted was a Walkman? So he made sure his mother knew that all he wanted was a Walkman, but he never got the Walkman. So I knew from such a young age that there was gonna be a small percentage that I was actually gonna get a 3DS. So that Nintendo DS just didn't seem to be in my grasp. Until one faithful day when we went on this trip. Now at the time of this, I went to a basketball camp over the summer. You see, the camp was sort of set up like school. I would go Monday through Friday, 8 to 3. But on Fridays, we would usually go on trips to places like Six Flags, Splish Splash, Dave & Buster's. And on this trip in particularly, we went to a barbecue held at a park. So once we get to the park, I was just chatting it up with this female that I am sad to say I was simping over. Like, if she would say, "You want to jump off this bridge?" I at the time would say, of course, if it means you'll like me. Just pathetic. And you know what else? She wasn't attractive, but she was there. And at that age, that's enough. Like you just need to be present for me to like you. Anyways, I remember that we were playing basketball and I was letting her win. Not because I was trash, but because I was a simp, which is much, much worse. But we'll get into that in another video. So we were playing, and then this dude Corey comes out of nowhere And I don't really remember what he said, but he said something along the lines of, "Hey Chris, your head's built like a peanut." Now that shit caught me off guard. This nigga roasted me in front of a girl that I liked. So I didn't know what to say or to do. And then the girl I was simping over starts laughing at me. And then all I could do was just walk away in shame and frustration. So I walked all the way over to the benches that were far away from everyone else, just in my feelings. And that's when I see it. Corey's bag. And that's when it hits me. This nigga brought his DS to the barbecue. So I walk over to Corey's bag to see what's in there. So I look inside his bag, and that's when I see it. A Nintendo DS in all of its glory. And I took it. That's right, I took that douchebag's 3DS and I did not feel a pinch of remorse. Now, the story would have ended there, but shit took a terrible turn. Now, my plan was to say I found this DS under my bed. Listen, as an 8-year-old, I was a little... But at the time, I thought this idea was genius. Like, that nigga Einstein, he had nothing on me. So once I get home, I head straight to my room to play my 3DS. So my mom comes over to greet me since I just ran into the house without saying anything to her. And she sees me playing with this device that she knows for a fact I really wanted. And she knows she never bought. And she knows that nigga Santa didn't come in July. So she asks me, "Christian, where did you get that?" And I'm like, "I found it under my bed." Now, my mom knows that's cap. But before she could respond, she gets a call on her phone. So because my mom didn't question that I got it from under my bed, I'm thinking I got away with my heist. But unbeknownst to me, my mom was on the phone with the head coach of the camp. The head coach had called and said, "Hi, Miss Forrest. Sorry to bother you. A camper of ours named Corey had lost his gaming device today, and it's believed to have been stolen. It's called the Nintendo 3DS, and it's light blue. We are calling all the parents to see if you had any information related to the whereabouts of Corey's DS." "Hello, Miss Forrest?" "Hey, coach, can I call you back?" "Yeah, sure, of course." So now, my mom knows where I got this device. She comes in front of me and asks me again where I got this device. But this time it's way louder and I start to hear her Jamaican accent come out. And I'm like, "I found it under my bed." "Oh, really? Because the head coach just called me and told me a child had had his Nintendo DS stolen." Now, I am absolutely shitting myself. I, in all honesty, never thought I would get this far, so I have no plan. Now I'm thinking, I can't just flat out say I stole it. She looks like she's gonna kill me. And while all these thoughts are running through my head, there is just dead silence. So she breaks the silence and says, "Okay." She walks to her room and I'm frozen. I didn't move an inch. So she walks back with a belt and then says, "Take off your clothes and get on the bed." Now, I've never gotten my ass whooped prior to this, so I don't know what to do. So I respond with "what?" And before I could finish the A and the T in my what, she says it again. "Take off your clothes and get on the bed now." And I'm all like, shit, I'm not arguing with that. I'd rather get my ass whooped than die. So I took off my clothes, got on my bed, and my mom whooped my ass. Yo, welcome back to another video from yours truly. I redid this video because my original one sucked. It was very bland and the animation sucks. I mean, my animation is still bad because I animate with a mouse because I'm broke. So if you want to see better animations, then subscribe, like, and comment and share so I could be less broke, if that made sense. Shit. Next video will be dropping next week for sure, and I'll see y'all then. Peace.